Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently in a bit of a deficit, and we're also building a bunch of universities. Of course, the reason for building these universities is to work on our qualifications. This has been an ongoing problem for us. It's just a continuous problem as we need to fill out our officer corps. We are not going to be able to fight Britain without filling out our officer corps, and so we're going to build all of these universities to help educate our populace. Unfortunately, we don't have any schools, and we can't get them. We haven't had the option for this whole time. Who would actually support this? Intelligentsia, trade unions, industrialists. We could think about doing something for that. So, hypothetically, if we were to kick out the armed forces, that wouldn't be a lot of radicals. We can't bring in the intelligentsia. And we needed... who else? Industrialists do endorse that change. So, hypothetically, if we were to bring in the industrialists and get rid of the armed forces, that keeps us as a legitimate government. Do it. So that will allow us to start working on some of these other things that we want, right? So laissez-faire would be great. We're not going to work on that. The landowners are going to be very upset about that. We're on mercantilism right now, and do we want to go to free trade? I mean, it would be ideal, but for the moment, I think a bigger thing for us would be going to public schools. No one actually opposes this. So let's do it. We're going to enact public schools here. Industrialists are going to be very happy. And we're not going to be making anybody super unhappy with this particular move. Threshing machines have been unlocked, and that's great. We can get a bunch of our farms upgraded. So let's go ahead and do so. We can go to steam-powered threshing machines. This is going to cost us coal and tools, which is not shocking, but we can come on down. Was it really just those two buildings? Seems like there was a whole bunch more. Okay. I guess it was just the two. Plantations don't count. Rubber plantations did not have their railway up. Okay, cool. So if that's the case, was there anything in here? I mean, we can auto-expand power plants. Apparently that got turned off at some point. Yeah, this is all completely okay, I think. So it must just be the different types of farms. Yeah, and we only have the two. That must be what it is. So we are in a deficit right now. And that's okay. We have quite a lot of money. Knowledge of pump jacks is spreading to us. Cool. So we're 26.4% literacy. That is improving. With public schools, it'll get better, but it's pretty late in the game for doing this, to be honest. We'll see how that goes. Great Britain is fighting over here, and of course they're going to win. I want to check in. How are we doing here? 667, but that is, of course, because our budget is down for our buildings. And I don't want to turn it up with us in deficit. So, for now, we'll just not know what our actual military cap is. Okay, cool. Naval base max level. We can work with that. But for the moment, I want to come down over here and see what do we have. Okay, about the same in terms of number of employees. So the recent changes, 1.4k pops fulfill the qualifications to become officers. We want to hire a total of 3k. Yeah. So we're going to need to continue to work on our universities, right? Our education system needs very rapid change here. Discriminated Thai citizens, huh? I don't really care about the armed forces approval right now. I think this is okay. Cool. So the question is, are we going to succeed this? I mean, if we look at our potential roles here, 18.6% chance of success, 37.3% chance of advance, 43.9% chance of debate, 0% chance of stall. So that's pretty decent. Our best odds are still on debate, which is kind of a 50-50 whether that goes well or not. The intelligentsia are now considered influential, so that's okay. We'll keep an eye on that. And this is now 187 weeks. I want to check in. How many more universities do we have to build? A lot is the answer. A lot. In fact, this is almost entirely universities. Noted. Cool, so that's fine. We're about to hopefully get public schools here. The sooner the better on that one. We really do need to bring up our literacy. Really quite badly. We've had a lot of other priorities, but now we can finally get around to this. And this is better done earlier, for sure. Let's see what... Hey, it just instantly passed. I love it. So that allows us to come in here and immediately go into our institutions and bump education up to the highest level we can, which is here. This is requiring us to have an additional maximum level, but we'll definitely bring our education access up. Fantastic. So we'll get that going. Secession in Indochina, huh? Okay. Cool. So this is down to 159 weeks now. I want to just check in here. Yeah, there's still nothing auto-queuing there. It must be because we have too much queued up. Fair enough. Fair enough. So what laws do we want to pass next? Well, I would definitely like to go to compulsory primary school. The landowners endorse it. We can't do this because we can't do human rights. Okay. This would definitely be a thing that we'd want to do. For the moment, we can't do that. We could go for a health system, something like private health insurance. No one at all would be opposed to private health insurance. And it's better than the no health system that we have right now. So let's do it. Let's get that going. And hopefully that gives us some additional pop growth. Our pop growth is not great, to be clear. Cool. So our universities are continuing to finish up. We have our universities in the Himalayas. They did just finish. I want to check in here. Yeah, there's a lot of employment here that's going to be potentially problematic. I'm not shocked about that. Okay. Mostly what we're looking for is the economy of scale throughput here. And really, these are going to need to be at 51, aren't they? Not at 50 for economy of scale. That is definitely something that we're going to need. So I'm just going to go through and queue at the top here. One additional. I want to sort by nothing in particular. Just sort by, like, the state name. Okay. So I want to make sure that these are all on 51. So we're going to need to go through these here real quick. And that's for economy of scale purposes. So we'll just bump all of that up. That'll be fairly quick. Excellent. So we also just finished up our... What was that? Our trench works? Yes. NCO training would be good, but that would take 19 years to research. We could go for, like, bolt-action rifle. Let's do that for now. Cool. So our education access is definitely coming up here. We're definitely seeing a sharp increase in our literacy rate. I love it. That's very, very good. Our universities are continuing to be built. That's human rights unlocked right there. I didn't actually even know that that was being exposed, but that means that we should be able to institute... Once this law passes, we should be able to institute compulsory primary school. So that's good. Private health insurance, we should have no real problem passing. Literally no one is opposed to this. Knowledge of camera is spreading to us. Okay, sure. That is fine. We're at 520 million GDP right now. Our GDP is not going up super quickly right now because we're investing extremely heavily in our education. But that is to be expected. I want to check in here and see what our unemployment is like. 7.25 million and 7.23 million, 7.24. Okay, I'm just keeping an eye on that unemployment number for the moment. It seems to be broadly dropping, and that's good. It's exactly what we want to see. We've got 117 weeks left on our university constructions, our almost exclusively university constructions here. And that's fine. I do want to keep an eye on our infrastructure. Okay, minus 84 here. So that definitely needs, let's see here, 5. Minus 44 here, this needs 3. And we've already got some queued up in Delhi in our private construction. So that's okay. We'll just queue up these railways, and I want to make sure as well, naval bases are okay. I'm going to queue them up at the end of the list, after we are done with our existing universities. Because we're almost certainly going to need our qualifications to get those fully maxed out, right? So that'll be fine. We're still running a deficit right now, which is not shocking. So these railways will take a little bit to finish up. We're finishing up a lot of universities every single day. Or not every single day, every single week. Let's see what happens with private health insurance here. Fingers crossed. Injured farmers. 10% enactment success chance. 40% for 2% mortality. Or 50% for 7%. I think 40% for 2% mortality makes a lot of sense here. So we now have a 60% chance of enacting this on the next attempt. The next law change is absolutely compulsory primary education. We're finally getting our law changes through, and this is great. I'm very, very pleased about that. It's taken a really long time. And realistically, okay, pump jacks have just been discovered, and oil has been discovered in our territory as well. So that's amazing. We're definitely going to build some of those. There we go. And I kind of want those to be top priority. It won't take long to get those actually built. To be clear, a lot of the reason it's taken this long to pass these laws is because I've had to learn how to navigate around the ridiculous power level of the landowners. And if I had it to do over again, we would definitely be more successful early on. But that's okay. It's a learning process. We've never played in this sort of a situation before, and that's completely fine. So we do need to go into our buildings here and switch over to pump jacks. Pump jacks are, if I recall correctly, somewhere. Barbed wire fences, no. We're on electric fences for a reason. Let's see. Automated irrigation. Yes, do it. And that costs engines? Okay, sure. I'm not shocked about that. We'll probably have some engine price issues. But for the time being, this is putting us positive financially. Rail transportation, publicly traded, and that looks good. Is there anything in the urban areas? Well, arms industries apparently stopped their auto expansion at some point. Cool. Otherwise, that looks good. Excellent. That put us briefly positive, but yeah, not for very long. I'm not shocked about that one either. Self-propelled torpedoes. Cool. We do have a contested government right now at 74 legitimacy. That is noted. And yeah, automobiles, oil, man-o-wars. I'm a little surprised engines aren't low at this moment. We don't care about this war. This war is completely and totally irrelevant. Beautiful. So, our oil rigs are definitely going to be done in about 9 weeks. Those railways in about 7. And we're just continuing to work on the universities at the same time. We're building a lot of universities at once. Beautiful. We have gained about 0.3% literacy. Not bad, not bad. I like it. Look at how much we're gaining right now in our innovation and how much we would be if we were uncapped. Yeah, that's a problem. We definitely need to work on that. Hey, we're positive financially. Remarkable. I like it. Our railways are about to finish up here. Cool. And our oil rigs are going to finish up in about 2 weeks. We are continuing to finish every single week multiple universities. We can see here we're at plus 617 in the construction queue. So that's looking absolutely great. And with us being positive financially, we could think, potentially, about dropping taxes. Not at this exact moment, but perhaps eventually. Education goes up to level 2. I like it. So I'm expecting this to pass on this attempt. 12 September is when that goes. Steel railway cars. Cool. We're getting quite a lot of tech at this point. That's a very good sign. Grassroots support for the law, but it didn't actually pass. Well, we've now got an 80% chance. I was really hoping that it would have passed there, and then we could have moved on to the next law. We want to move quickly on these laws. Camera. Nice. We're getting these techs fast and furious. No doubt about that. What are we being exposed to right now? I don't even know. It's fine. Identification documents? Sure. So with this level of income, and the fact that we don't have expensive paper yet, which is slightly remarkable. Anglo-Indian Malaya, huh? What's the problem here? You just don't have anyone employed in your railway. Okay, fair enough. Literally 0 employees there. Where even is Anglo-Indian Malaya? Down over here? I didn't even know we had anything over here. Oh, so we do. Cool. What do we have for pop here? People are migrating out. Low attraction. Okay, sure. That's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not fine. It's actually pretty not fine. We should maybe consider a greener grass campaign down here. Okay, expand the oil industry has been completed. Fantastic. And progress on the combustion engine. Cool. We'll definitely take that. Yeah, this peace treaty was fully expected. And these universities are proceeding nicely. We've got the naval bases queued up here, of course. And at this point, we've got like 23 pages of universities left. We're making solid progress on that. We're constructing about 3 pages, actually like 3.5 pages at once. So that's not bad. Can we afford to drop our taxes right now? That's a hard maybe. We might be able to run this deficit for a while. Minus 500k is quite a bit. Yeah, if we're going to be sitting at minus 500, probably not. We could spend down our gold reserves and see what we're at when we're closer to going into debt. We can definitely deficit spend for a little bit here, though. I think that's completely fine. So private health insurance is going to go through here very shortly. Oh, landowners are loyal plus 10. I like it. So we're definitely seeing our radicalism mostly drop. Our loyalists are definitely increasing. Absolutely. No doubt about that. So things are definitely starting to go well for us at this point. It was a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long... No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do the whole Enterprise theme song. But it has been a long road getting from there to here. No doubt about it. That is definitely true. Industrialists are now influential instead of powerful. They are in government, and we'll probably get rid of them soon enough once we pass the laws that we need to pass. So there's our private health insurance. Beautiful. It's not ideal to be on private health insurance, but we definitely want to do compulsory primary school. Industrialists are opposing it. Do we kick them out of power at this point? Is there anything else that we want to do that industrialists are going to be into? I'd like to do free trade, but landowners are not going to be into that. So I think for the moment, we kick the industrialists back out of the government. That puts us up to a righteous government 100. And then we go into here and we do our compulsory primary school, which almost everyone except the industrialists are into. And we start this with a 50% chance of passage. So I think that's good. We've gained a % of literacy since we passed some of these laws. That's really good. That's really, really good. But we'd be making so much research right now with all these universities. Keep in mind, the reason we're building these universities is not for the research points. That is a side benefit, if we actually were to get them. No, the reason we're doing this... Oh, fertilizers? Okay, sure. We'll look at that in a moment. The reason we're doing this is for qualifications. I want to check in, say, down over here. How many universities do we have here? We only have 11. I want to check in a place with 50 universities. Here's one with 51. There's still some unemployed people here, but not many. And checking in here, yeah. We're going to need more people. That's not shocking. Okay, so that's completely fine. Compulsory primary school will be great. And at this point, we need to do these building upgrades. Okay, so we're going to grab in our chemical plants improved fertilizers. That can also be publicly traded. Our motor industries can't be moved down just yet. Arts academies can definitely go to photographic art. Sounds good to me. With our rural areas, there's a lot that needs to be done here. We can go to fertilizers with our wheat farms and our rice farms. Otherwise, I would love to... Actually, that's all we can do here, isn't it? Oil rigs can go down to tanker cars. Consider that done, for sure. Beyond that, we're still running a deficit, so I don't want to bring up our military budget just yet. I do want to check here, 709. We're on par with Britain in terms of number of battalions. Cool. So that's really solid. We just got some taxation capacity, so we're not going to have any problems with that. Our bureaucracy is so ridiculous because of our taxation capacity issues at the beginning of the game, but that's fine. So these universities are going to be done in under a year. Or, yeah, I think under a year. Because of the naval bases. Yeah, definitely. Definitely under a year. Beautiful. Once those are done, of course, our unemployment is still at 6.51 million. So that's noted. We can go into our institutions here and turn up our health system as well. There's no reason not to do that. And yeah, that's just mortality per wealth because we're on the private system, but that's okay. We can increase our conscription rate as well, so we'll definitely do that. Let's see if compulsory primary school passes here. Fingers crossed on that one. We'd very much like it. Look at our GDP now. Whoa. That's a lot. Have we passed Britain's GDP? No, not quite. How much are we sending Britain? 1 million per week still? That's actually similar to what we were sending before. That's not too bad. I mean, it's a lot, but it's fine, broadly. Cool. Hey, compulsory primary school. Excellent. So we are now going to go into our education investment and bump that up to level 5. Fantastic. What else do we want? We'd like to go to graduated taxation. That's not going to happen. We would like to go to, like, laissez-faire, but the landowners are going to be super, super not into that. We're at propertied women right now. Nobody wants to go any further than that. Okay. Who is in favor of mass conscription? The trade unions? Unfortunately, the landowners are opposed to that. The landowners want to go back to peasant levies, because of course they do. We're on National Guard here. I think that's okay. Any other laws that we really want to change right now? I mean, I'd love to go down to public health insurance. Actually, we could maybe do that if we were to bring the trade unions into power. The landowners would be opposed to workers' protections or regulatory bodies. We would not actually like workers' protections, but regulatory bodies would be good. I think for the moment, we're going to be content with the laws that we've passed. Maybe enacting poor laws, but the landowners are not in favor of that either. Because of course they aren't. Indeed. I think for now, working up our institutions seems broadly okay. We're up to 28% literacy. Our literacy is increasing sharply at this point. Secession in Congo, okay. And our education investment is continuing to rise. So I'm very, very happy about that. We're also having some decent population growth, plus 2 million annually. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's just continue ticking forward here and hope that our universities will finish up soon. I think it'll be a not this episode sort of thing, but they'll definitely finish up next episode. I want to check in on our cap here. 42.43 from literacy, 50 from base value. Okay, so this is just our literacy times, I was going to say times 2, but it's not. It's times like 1.75 or something like that. Okay, sure. We're getting a lot of technology right now, though, and that's great. Our populace is getting educated at a rapid rate. Look at that literacy uptick. I love it. Feminism was just unlocked. We could potentially think about going down to, like, women's suffrage if we wanted the workforce ratio. We kind of don't, though, I feel like, since we do have 6 million unemployed right now. So I think that's fine. 737? That's not bad at all. We are going to have to raise our taxes up to the next level up here, because we are going to eventually run out of gold reserves here. Landing craft has now been unlocked. Good. We don't care about this war. 600k. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's all fine. We're going to get these universities finished up next episode, and once those are done, we can definitely continue working on... That's just so absurd. We can definitely continue working on that economy. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, Lohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Rogue Corvid, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.